Good morning to all of you. Today we are going to see the question answer of lesson 7 from New James English Reader, To a Butterfly. Let's see the paraphrase. To a Butterfly has all the traditional features of Wordsworth's poetry. It shows his special connection with nature and how he finds beauty and meaning when he interacts with it alone. The subject here is a solitary butterfly that is perched upon a yellow flower, and the speaker is Wordsworth himself. The poem is addressed to the butterfly with affection. However, there is a difference between the moods of the two sections. In the first stanza, Wordsworth contemplates the perfect stillness of the butterfly and anticipates with delight how it will take flight when the breeze teases it. The sole focus of this section is on the simple pleasure that one derives from the loveliness and innocence of nature. As we move on to the second stanza, the setting of the poem is revealed to us, and the poem takes on a more personal tone. Wordsworth is sitting in his family orchard. The trees belong to him, and the flowers were planted by his sister. The close relationship between Wordsworth and his sister, Dorothy, is reflected in this nostalgic part of the poem. Why does he want the butterfly to tarry in his orchard, to rest when it is exhausted, and to visit as often as it likes? The butterfly has become a personification of his childhood, the cheerful summer days spent enjoying sunshine and music, when life was less complicated and unburdened with adult concern. To a Butterfly goes beyond the poet's appreciation of the much beloved insect. It is a celebration of the relation between the purity of nature and the joy of childhood. Let's see comprehension. Choose the words from the brackets and fill in words of your own to complete this paraphrase of the first stanza. The poet sat for half an hour watching butterfly sitting on a yellow flower. The butterfly was absolutely still, as unmoving as frozen seas. The poet observes that the butterfly moves again only when the breeze blows. He thinks the butterfly is joyful that the breeze has found her among the trees and is calling her. Number B. Write true or false. The poet says that the orchard ground is his and the butterfly's. False. Then number 2. He invites the butterfly to use the ground as its home. True. He promises the butterfly that it won't be mistreated. True. The poet asks the butterfly to sit on the flowers as they talk. False. Number C. Answer these questions. Why is the poet entranced by the butterfly? The poet is entranced by the butterfly, by the grace of the butterfly, who has been sitting motionlessly on the flower. Number 2. What is the poet unsure about as he watches the motionless butterfly? Why? The poet is not unsure whether the butterfly is sleeping or feeling on the flower, because it is as motionless as a frozen sea. Number 3. Here lodge as in a sanctuary. What is the poet inviting the butterfly to do? The poet is inviting the butterfly to rest in the garden and treat it as a safe home. Next number. What does the poet miss about his childhood days? The poet misses the long sunny days of his childhood when he had a lot of time to do what he wanted. Number D. Which lines tell us that the poet is no longer a child? This line tells us that the poet is no longer a child. We will see the line which tells us about the poet is no longer afterwards. And summer days when we were young, sweet childish days that were as long as 20 days are now. This is the answer of number D. Now word study, that is the word bow can have different meanings and pronunciation. Bow, bow, Bow means to lower one's head or bend one's knees or body as a sign of respect. Bow means a knot with two loops and two loose ends used for decoration on clothes to tie up a ribbon. Bow also means a weapon used for shooting an arrow. Let's study this table carefully. Write 3 pairs of examples of each in your notebook. Homophone, spelling will be different, meaning will be different, and pronunciation will be same. Bow, bow. Then homograph, meaning will be different, spelling will be same, but pronunciation will be different. That minute, minute. Homonym, same spelling, different meaning, same pronunciation. Trunk. Make sentences with these words to bring out their different meanings. Wind. Now let's see that. The wind, the flower toppled over in the strong wind. Wind the antique clock in the kitchen. Let's try to get seats in the first row. Will you be able to row the boat? The two friends quickly made up after the row they had. There is tear in your shirt. A tear rolled down his cheek. Let's lead the team by example. Pencils are made of lead. Girish is hosting a live show on the news channel. Where do you live? Now, grammar study. You have read about adjectives. Look at these pictures. Use the positive and comparative and superlative forms of adjective of your own to frame 3 sentences for each picture. Okay. Now, that is number G. The day is sunny. It is windier than usual. The flowers are the prettiest I have ever seen. It is the coldest day of the season. The sun seems to be more comfortable walking in the snow than the man seems to be more comfortable walking in the snow than the horse. The man is warm in his coat and scarf. Number H. Rewrite these sentences using as. Last June was as hot as this June. Is this pudding as delicious as the chocolate mousy? Then the first book of the Harry Potter series is as interesting as the last book. Now here, writing section, you have to write an essay. Write a short essay expressing your concern and view. Trees and forests are a habitat of butterflies. However, the indiscriminate felling of trees and destruction of forests has led to the drastic decline in the population of butterflies. Write a short essay expressing your concern and view. You may use this tip. So here are some outline given. You can take the help of this outline and write a short essay. Thank you and have a nice day.